Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about Reno, Nevada. They've had 3 wildfires within weeks of each other. It's so bad that 90,000 people must evacuate. No, and they do not have it under control. So we know out in the West, there have been several wildfires going on, and you're talking about a drought in many of these states are dealing with in 2026. And it's getting worse. They are still saying some locations are still getting heat waves on top of their droughts. Boy, I tell you, it's been one hell of a year here in America, especially with all of these natural disasters. And we're just seeing places flooding like we never seen before. We're looking at these storms, and storms seem to be a lot more powerful this year than they were in previous years. And now 3 wildfires within just a few weeks apart hits Reno, Nevada. That is absolutely crazy when you think about it. But this is the America that we are looking at today. And y'all, I just don't know what to say. It takes my breath away to see how all of these disasters are hitting at once in this land. But it is happening and it is real. All right, y'all, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. Do I have that? Yep, I do. All right, give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Yeah, I heard the U.S. well, the Trump administration was trying to do a deal with Canada, and everything fell apart. And yeah, Donald Trump don't get along with anyone. Thank you for the ones.
News near Reno, where Nevada's governor has declared a state of emergency as the fast-moving Hawkfire explodes. This morning, nearly 90,000 people are under evacuation orders or warnings. Evacuation zones now stretch across Washoe County, affecting nearly 18% of the county's population. The fire started Saturday. It's already burned more than 15,000 acres. Several homes have been destroyed. Hundreds more are threatened. At least 6 people have been injured, including 3 first responders. Crews say flames have spread so rapidly, they've even jumped over fire engines.
On the way out, she said a whole apartment complex had gone up and they were using a McDonald's to treat burn victims. I mean, it's bad, you know. In like a 20-minute period, the fire had jumped an entire hillside from where we were sitting. We were like, okay, it's not worth it. First responders are doing everything they can, but I think the stuff that'll come out about this fire when the dust settles is pretty bad.
The National Guard has now been called in, along with firefighting crews from across the region, including the Bay Area.
Thousands of people have been evacuated in Reno, Nevada, as a fast-moving wildfire closes in on the city. The so-called Hawk Fire has grown to 13,000 acres and threatens hundreds of homes. It exploded in size overnight and is 0% contained. Officials say 1,000 people are battling the flames, and they're preparing for a round-the-clock fight. They also say the wildfire was human-caused. 200 new fires erupted nationwide this weekend, including 5 new large fires. CBS's Jonathan Bigliotti in Los Angeles is tracking it all for us and leads us off. Jonathan.
And Jerika, the heat and the drought have fueled a number of wildfires across the West. The one of biggest concern right now is in Nevada. It's known as the Hawk Fire. It exploded overnight. It is threatening a number of communities near Reno at this hour, and crews on the scene desperately trying to fight back and gain containment.
Oh, wow, there's houses right here.
An inferno bearing down on Reno.
They're trying to evacuate, but all the roads are blocked.
The Hawk Fire barreling through dry brush toward neighborhoods, displacing 42,000 people. At their heels, another 45,000 people under prepared to evacuate status.
People out of their vehicles, or, it's a traffic jam, and people are in their vehicles, and it's not looking good.
It started Saturday, just 30 acres. 24 hours later, strong winds had pushed it past 13,000. Roughly 1,000 structures are threatened. Highways closed, power cut, and Nevada's governor declaring a state of emergency as fire officials see no reprieve in the near future.
Our weather conditions continue to be challenging, hot, dry, windy, and no end in sight anytime soon.
In Washington state, another fire exploded Saturday, the Coal Wash, growing from a few dozen acres to roughly 8,000 in hours, forcing go-now evacuations. Nationwide, it's been a weekend of extremes.
Oh my God, it is spinning around.
In the Northeast, several communities recovering from a spate of tornadoes. In Orlando, Florida, visitors to Disney battered by wind and rain. And in Gary, Indiana, tens of thousands still without power, 12 days after storms flooded communities. Out west, the lack of water is breaking records as another week of extreme heat hangs over the region.
In Phoenix, Arizona, temperatures could reach 110 degrees for much of the week. And here in Southern California, where we are this evening, temperatures will near triple digits, Jerika.
Yeah, very hot, Jonathan. With an historic drought in the West and the country's largest reservoirs at record lows, what's next for states that depend on this water?
Yeah, Jerika, you're talking about Lake Mead and Lake Powell. Both are fed by the Colorado River, which is currently being impacted by climate change and overuse. The federal government now working in an agreement with multiple states out west. Some will be impacted, having to reduce their water usage from the river by as much as 30%. It is a temporary fix, not a permanent solution, Jerika.
Definitely temporary. Jonathan Bigliotti, thank you so much.
I'm at the corner of Beaumont Parkway and Glen Eagles Drive in Northwest Reno, and this fire is extremely, look at that, it just lit up something.
That's the National Guard and Nevada State Patrol that's back behind me. They are blocking the road that leads up into these neighborhoods that are in the foothills around Reno. That's where the fire is burning. There have already been homes that have burned, and investigators believe someone started this fire, although they're not yet saying if they think that that was accidental or intentional.
Strong and gusty winds are driving the massive Hawk Fire into Reno's densely populated foothills. Fire swept through homes and vehicles so quickly, more than 1,000 first responders on the ground and in the air are struggling to keep up.
Any of the fires jumped the road. All structures over there gone.
In this neighborhood, burned cars and smoldering homes are all that's left. Evacuation routes became gridlocked as tens of thousands of people tried to leave their homes.
They're trying to evacuate, but all the roads are blocked.
National Guard troops arrived Sunday, manning checkpoints and guiding traffic as some residents carried their belongings out on foot. More than 40,000 people have been forced to leave their homes.
We had 465 people. We'll be here as long as there's a need.
Another 45,000 are encouraged to leave, and Reno's not alone. Across the West, heat, drought, and erratic winds are driving new fires toward communities. Over the weekend, crews from Arizona were brought in to battle the coal wash fire in south central Washington, which has grown to more than 38,000 acres.
We've had extremely dry conditions. Our weather conditions continue to be challenging, hot, dry, windy, and no end in sight anytime soon.
And power outages, of course, always an issue in fires like this. Over the weekend, as many as 60,000 customers here in the Reno area didn't have power as firefighters were trying to stop this blaze. Nate?
This is so insane. I can't believe we just moved to the neighborhood. Like 30 minutes after the truck left, the fire broke out. Wild. Hopefully our house is okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight with the wildfire emergency in the west, the inferno near Reno, Nevada, surging in size. At least 90,000 people are now being urged to evacuate their homes. Gut-wrenching scenes. This man racing through the flames to escape. Officials say the out-of-control hawk fire may have been set intentionally. Several homes and businesses have been destroyed, and at least 6 people have been injured, including 3 first responders. The extreme heat is fueling the flames as a tropical storm lashes Hawaii. Our weather team is standing by with the forecast. But first, Melissa Dunn leads us off tonight from the fire zone.
Tonight, the harrowing escape through flames, the hawk fire in Reno, Nevada.
The fire sweeping over our head, and so we're like, we got to get out of here.
Jason Davis telling us how he made it out.
It kind of just felt like an end of the world scene. Every animal was trying to run and make it out as much as it could, but not everything was making it.
One of just tens of thousands forced to evacuate. Nicole Lucero is staying in a hotel with 4 of her children after they were forced to evacuate their home.
We saw big pieces of ash falling on the windshield and looked over across the highway, and there it was. There was all the flames just coming right at us.
And tonight, officials are saying the hawk fire may have been purposely set. An investigation is underway. Exploding in size overnight, now over 15,000 acres, destroying homes. Burning close to the city's densely populated foothills, families filling up shelters. One little girl still wearing her cheerleading uniform. Jennifer Alvarado evacuating to a Red Cross shelter with her 6 children.
Yeah. Scary. I have 6 kids. I take care of my mom and me and my husband, and we had to get out.
The flames jumping US 395, parts of the highway closed in both directions. 3 people and 3 firefighters injured from the blaze. Firefighters battling near 90-degree conditions as they tried to get a handle on the flames. Tonight, Hawaii facing the second tropical storm in a week. Moke expected to dump up to 15 inches of rain to the Big Island. And in Gary, Indiana, help is finally on the way for thousands of residents still without power from a powerful storm nearly 2 weeks ago.
It definitely takes a toll on people mentally to just kind of not know what's coming next.
Lindsay, back here in Reno, more than 40,000 people have evacuated and thousands more are expected to evacuate. You can see the plumes of smoke here in that mountain as police across northwestern Reno have set up roadblocks. Lindsay.
Dramatic scenes there, Melissa. Thank you. And we were tracking that dangerous heat. More than 90 million under alerts as Hawaii braces for a new tropical storm. Let's bring in WABC meteorologist Jeff Smith. So, Jeff, time this all out for us.
And Lindsay, that hot, dry weather out west certainly not helping in the firefighting efforts. This has been just a relentless heat wave across the whole southern half of the country. We're talking from southern California, southern parts of Arizona, all the way to Dallas, Texas, under extreme heat warnings. Heat indices in all of these areas upwards of 115 degrees in some cases. Very dangerous. We also have Tropical Storm Moke moving south of the Hawaiian Islands. However, even though it's pretty far south of the islands, the core of the storm, it's still going to be affecting the Big Island with potentially 5 to 10, maybe even up to 15 inches of rain in some of the higher elevations. Lindsay, the El Nino this year has really been contributing to a very active Pacific hurricane season.
Yeah, never a dull moment these days. All right, Jeff, thank you.
Wow. Wow. Hawaii is going to get hit with 15 inches of rain. Man, we're going to have to do Hawaii again. They already were devastated by Hurricane Lala, and they got 3 feet of rain, and it didn't even make landfall. They got that 3 feet of rain from the outer bands of Category 1 hurricane. So this next one coming through is a tropical storm and is due to dump 15. Boy, that island is never going to recover. 15 more inches of rain on top of 3 feet of rain that they got. Ooh, man, I'm gonna have to do that one tomorrow. But y'all, the Most High ain't playing with this earth, these people, and their judgment is real. He's not playing no more. You know, they're not even having, if you notice, when one natural disaster hit, they're not even having time in between. They are getting hit with back-to-back disasters. Even here in my state, the flooding has been back-to-back. It's almost like once the flood is gone, another one just a day or two later hits again, and the same locations go underwater. That's how it's been here. You can't even recover from the natural disasters because they're coming so fast. So, oh yeah, it is definitely no joke. This is real, these natural disasters. And Reno, man, I don't know how these folks are going to recover. They keep getting wildfires. They keep getting, this is the third one within weeks. And the one in Canada, forget it. They said they can't even put that thing out. They can't even put it out. And I don't know if any of you are aware of this. The blood moon is this week. It's on the 27th. We got a blood moon coming on the 27th of August, Friday. So it's a lot happening. We had the solar eclipse just 2 weeks ago. And the natural disasters just keep coming and coming. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. You know, I'm just going to keep my eye on certain things that are going on. It is crazy. It is crazy. And we're watching the judgment literally unfold right between our eyes. It's just hitting us over and over. So we're going to talk about the VA cuts that Donald Trump is doing. And actually, a lot of this was in Project 2025. And he's going for veteran benefits. So we will talk about that at 8 o'clock. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I'll see you at 8. Don't forget to pick up your hair products. And shalom, family. Shalom.